All right, here we go. Hi, Julie. How are you?
And wow, how are you today?
I'm doing okay. Is the environment okay? Do you need any more light? Do you need a different seat?
This is quite peaceful, actually. Thank you.
Perfect. So I know last time we talked about trying to give others space to control the conversation, how we can work towards maybe taking a step back. Do you know what you'd like to talk about today?
Um, no, I have another race coming up next week. Getting excited about it. Going by myself. And well, I've been trying hard to work with the people on the team to talk with them more and to listen to them more. It's so. None of them really have much to say that I'm really interested in.
And what does that look like for you? You trying?
I trying to not just jump in and give my opinion on everything, and I'm trying to let them talk about whatever it is they want to talk about, and not dictate how we row, how fast we row, and out of the boat when we're cleaning the boat, what should be done.
And how
Trying.
has that felt for you?
Tough, really tough.
Yeah.
Because yeah, some of the conversations I'm just not too interested in, so I want to change the topic.
Tell me more about that.
Um, well, there's so much about my kids I want to share with them. And, they might already be into a conversation. So I realize I need to take a step back and try and listen better.
Well, I want to applaud you for realizing that and having that kind of reflection on yourself because I know that's something that we've been working on, and I've seen the improvement over the last couple sessions of you being more mindful of how you show up in conversations. I'm interested, what does a normal conversation with a teammate or peer look like to you in the
Um,
past week?
Past week, like, well, I show up and usually they all have the boats rigged and ready to go down to the water, and I breeze in and start talking about what I was doing that morning. Um, they all get kind of quiet at first because I just come in and start talking, and nothing, not a real in-depth conversation at first. But then once we're out on the boat, it's like I take control because I sit in the bow and I tell everyone what we're going to do. And you don't have much conversation out on the water. It's really most of the conversation is once we come back and we're cleaning the boats and discussing what we did and what we're doing over the week and etc. So a conversation may be going for dinner and what the kids are doing. I don't know. Like, I don't really know what they're talking about. I don't really pay
Sure,
attention.
sure. And why don't you pay attention?
It just doesn't interest me.
Doesn't interest you. I'm curious, do you feel when you're on the boat and you're rowing and you have that role where it's your job to kind of control the boat and give out kind of advice or orders on what your team should be doing? Do you feel like that all the time or just when you're in the boat?
Well, my single skull, the name of the boat is called Boss. So, yeah, I guess I like to be in control of things.
Yeah. And I want to challenge you to think about a time when maybe you weren't in control. Can you recall a time?
Hmm. Probably when I was younger, living at home, my parents felt like they needed to have control. But then I went off to boarding school.
Sure. And tell me more about that time.
I was probably a little bit rebellious because I wanted to feel in control of my situation. But that's where I learned the love of rowing, so it was all good.
So it sounds like you developed a love for a sport and you found a hobby, but at the same time, you were struggling with maybe a power dynamic between you and your parents.
Yes.
Okay. And what does your relationship look like with them now?
I don't go to see them that often. If I do, I bring the kids with me. So the focus is on them versus on me.
Sure. Sure. And how does a typical meeting or event with your parents and grandchildren look like?
They like to tell me what to do or what I'm not doing well. And anybody need to come visit more and that the kids need more structure. But I'd like to treat all of my kids as adults and let them decide a lot of things on their own.
Would you say with your parents that you feel a lack of control in that relationship?
No, I always feel like I have the control. If I want to leave, I'll leave.
I'll leave you leave. And how is your relationship with your kids?
Okay. Yeah, they're all awesome. They're all at boarding school. So, I cheer for them when I can. I go up and watch some events and get them and bring them, come home. But, I hear from them here and there. It's not that we're constantly in contact with one another. We do some great family vacations together. But, yeah, they're off on their own journey.
And what do your vacations look like? What kind of activities or enjoyment experiences can you recall from it?
Hiking, cooking trips, rowing, the islands, skiing, big family vacations. We'll do different activities, like we'll go to Hawaii and climb volcanoes and then have a cooking class and go snorkeling or
Would you consider those activities to be enjoyable or something that you enjoy doing?
oh yeah. I mean, but there's definitely a sense of competition within the family as well.
Sure. Tell me more about that.
I just want to show them that they need to strive harder
Yeah.
and reach my level.
I'm curious what it would be like if during a cooking class or a hiking trip you let one of your family members lead the activity.
Mm.
How does that sound to you when I say those words?
Well, I'm not going to throw it to them and let them think that they have it easy. Their egos are strong enough to take it.
Sure. So if you were to go on another vacation and let's say you have a cooking class coming up, would you be okay with a family member kind of leading your group in that class and you taking the back seat?
Yeah, sure. It'd be great to see them strive and achieve.
Yeah. Do you have a vacation planned or coming up?
No, this summer they're all going off on their own adventures, spring break, one's going with friends.
Yeah.
Some are coming home. This year all their breaks are slightly different, but over the summer they'll be all over the place.
Sure. Is there
And
a
I'm gonna be rowing a lot, so
so everyone's gonna be busy, it sounds
it's gonna be
like.
busy.
Okay. Do you know when you would have a family event next? Or
Well,
when you would get to?
the holidays are we'll all be together for the holiday.
And what do you do for the holidays as a family?
Well, I cook a ton. And we'll do puzzles and we'll hang out and we'll eat, we'll drink. Friends will come over because I love to entertain and I'm really good at it.
Okay, very nice. And you said you do puzzles with your family. Is that a common activity that you guys do a lot?
One of my daughters loves puzzles and she does these like 5,000, so like massive, massive puzzles. And I'll join in for a little bit and then I'll come and go.
Sure. I'm curious, what would it look like during the holidays if your family did a puzzle and you maybe sat there and were present during it? What would being present look like or sound like for you?
I could read a book maybe, be
Okay.
searching some things online
Searching
while they're
something.
while they're working on the puzzle. Have a glass of wine, sit with them.
And what does a typical conversation look like as you're doing a puzzle? Are you guys talking? Do you have music going on?
Want to know about their classes that they're taking, their friends, their roommates.
And do you feel like it's easy to ask questions about?
Oh yeah, I don't have a problem asking questions.
No, with your children?
No. If they want to tell me the truth, they'll tell me, but no,
Sure.
I'm not shy.
And do you feel like in these conversations with your kids, you're present and you're able to remember the conversation and
Sure, but 4 kids, that's a lot to remember.
sure, sure. I'm curious, how does your conversations differ with your kids or vary?
Hmm. Well, the oldest, she's very comfortable in her own skin, and she is out there doing everything to save the world and reach the stars, and she doesn't have a problem. Like, she'll get arrested tomorrow for something she believes in, and she wouldn't care. My son, he he's a little shyer. And my 2 younger ones, I don't know what their story is yet. They haven't really come into their own, but I'm hoping they'll get figured out at boarding school.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is with your kids, you're giving them that space to do their own thing, develop their own identity. And I'm hearing you're able to ask them questions and get to know about their life. What would it be like if we were to practice this skill with one of your peers on your rowing team?
That's a great idea.
Because from what I'm hearing, it seems like you are able to let your kids kind of control their own situations. You're able to have that dialogue with them where they're able to tell you stuff and you can remember to a certain extent and provide, a response. Could you see that being something you do with maybe just one person on your team?
I could try that. Could try that.
Is there someone you're closest to on your rowing team?
Um, yeah, there are two. One of them, she's a great rower. We're just very different backgrounds. Another one, yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And with these individuals, do you usually do stuff outside of rowing with
We
this peer?
try to do some social activities, but they always seem to like have a comment when I show up in my fishnet stockings when we're going out to like some bar. They don't understand. They're like, "Are you trying to pick someone up?" But
Yeah. And so I'm
we're just very
curious.
different. I love to dress up. I
Yeah.
think you should always dress up.
And I'm curious if someone were to make a comment about your fishnet stockings, what does that bring up for you?
They just don't have style the way I do,
Okay.
and they don't shop the way I do.
Okay. I'm curious as well, at going off of that, we talked about maybe they would make a comment, maybe they wouldn't. What would it be like to not ignore the comment, but continue to get to talk to them outside of that comment? Because more than likely, they might not know how you show up in a space, and you might not know how they show up in a space. So I'm curious, what would it be like if you were to go into a social situation with your teammates or a group of your teammates and just kind of sit there and listen a little bit?
Well, I could try. They might ask me if I'm feeling okay, but I could try.
And how could you respond to that?
I'm taking it all in. I'm enjoying your company.
Yeah. And how do you think they would respond to what your response?
Um, I think they might be in shock at first.
Sure.
Because I mean, when we go out, I definitely control the conversation because I usually pick where we go and I pick what we, where we sit and the food we're going to eat. Um, I don't know. It's worth a try.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is, you have at least one peer on your team that you're closer to, maybe over others. What would it be like to reach out to them and see if maybe they wanted to do something and let them organize it and start out small there? So
Okay.
not having to let control off of the whole team, but picking one person out and letting them maybe organize where you go to eat or what you do.
That's a great idea. I'm going to give it a try.
Okay. And then what I want to do with you, I'm going to give you a piece of paper and I'm going to give you a pen. Paper, here's your pen. Now, I want you to choose 3 words you would use to describe yourself right now.
So, comfortable is one word. Um, ready for my next activity. That's not a word I know, but
Could we say eager?
okay, eager. Eager. Hungry. I had a big workout this morning.
Okay, so we have our 3 words. You talked a little bit about why you picked those words, but what I want you to do is go through each one of them and kind of explain more to me about why you chose what you chose.
Comfortable, because I feel comfortable speaking with you and the environment is comfortable. Eager. I know I've got a lot of other stuff I have to do today, so I want to get my day going. And hungry, because I did a big row this morning out on the water and I know it's time for my next meal.
Yeah. Now, what I want you to take with you as we go through our next week before we see each other again is how you were feeling after our session today. And I'm going to have you reflect on how you're feeling in our next session before we start. And then talk about were there any changes? Maybe you identify with a different emotion or feeling based on what happened during the week. But we have our 3 words based on how you feel right now. And I want you to remember them and take them with you through that next week. And then when we come back, we can revisit where we are again.
Okay.
So, working on that theme of staying present, then we have that small, not assignment, but goal of um, letting our friend choose what we do when we go out together.
Okay.
So maybe we still have that conversation with them where we feel in control, but giving them that little step to have control in a small way. Does that seem reasonable to you?
Seems doable, definitely.
Okay. I've noticed over time we've been making a lot of progress. You've been opening up a lot more. You've been really doing the work on the outside to, you know, be more present in our sessions and be more present in your rowing and with your family. So, going forward, I would like to explore the idea of maybe doing every other week. What would that look like for you if we were to go
That would be
to
fine.
every other week?
I mean, but yeah, that would be a great start, and I can get more done and have more to talk about each time, each session.
Sure. So, we have a little more time before we end. Before we end, we're going to go out with our peer and let them choose the activity. We are going to take our 3 identifying words with us and carry them through the week. And then I just want you to think about what it would be like to go down to every other week. How would that look? Do you feel comfortable and ready for that next step? And then we can bring that to our session with us next time.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Is there anything else that you would like to talk about before we finish up?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, good luck with your race this
Thank you.
weekend, and I will see you next week.
Thank you. I appreciate it.